All right, everyone, it's real talk time. This is the Obsessed Garage basic, but it's not basic sounding package or basic solution. Tommy's gonna yell at me if I call it a package. It's a solution. We need to keep our nomenclature correct. The only thing I'm a little, at this point of making this video, the only thing I'm not settled on is a subwoofer option for it. I think you ultimately want a subwoofer option. But this is either $1,400 or $1,200 package, roughly, something like that. All the pricing is on the website. Having pricing conversations in these videos doesn't do me any good because this video will live for years. And my wager is we're in the midst of hyperinflation in the world, and so pricing is going to change on all commodities, all goods, all services, pretty much everything. So I think that right now, if you did the P5s and the POWERNODE, it's $1,400. And then so these are $450 a pair, and these are $300 a pair. So take $150 off of that, so it was a $1,250. And then we got some speaker wire and stuff. So say $1,300 to $1,500 for this setup. Now, just to remind you, you can go back and watch if you're going to buy this package, I would suggest you go watch the individual product videos as well. But these speakers, these are PSB P5s, so these are the non-powered version. There's no amplifier, just speaker binding posts. The amplifier is in here. So I bought PSBs just because PSB, NAD, and Blue Sound are all sort of the same, and Dolly speakers are all part of the same group. Lenbrook, I believe, I don't know if they own them, but they certainly represent them, and so they're all working together to create products, create things. And so the first PSB speakers I opened were the AM5s, and you look at this thing, it's like, it's super light. It's kind of, I don't want to call it cheap, but it's very, you can tell it's a very inexpensive design. And so the first one I did were the AM3s, and I turned them on, I was like, holy crap, this is pretty freaking great. And then I got the AM5s, I'm like, wow, that's even better because bigger speaker, bigger woofer. And then when I connected the P5, so this would be sort of the next step up. Costs a little bit more. So for example, if you did the powered version of these, the AM5s that have an amplifier built in, those you can connect to with a Bluetooth connection on your phone, or you can add a node and get full high-res audio. But remember, the amplifier is built into the speakers, and the amplifier is not as robust as an amplifier as a POWERNODE. So if we want more headroom, we want a little more mid-range snap, we want a little more bottom end, a little smoother highs, this is the way to go. So if you can swing another couple $100, the wireless version, that connectivity of the AM5s, even without a node for $600, is a good entry point. If you can take one step above, this 2-channel version would be the way to go because of this guy. This is the Blue Sound POWERNODE, which is a fully functioning, fully capable, high-res audio streaming digital analog converter, or DAC we call it. But the POWERNODE has an NAD amplifier in it. You'll notice it has binding posts to connect to the binding posts on our speaker. And this is a 90 watt times 2 little powerhouse. This thing, I've run some really inefficient, really big, floor spanning. Like I've run Dyne Audio Evoke 50s on this thing, and it actually sounds really great. So this is a Class D amplifier. It'll run extremely cool. This little guy is hard to beat. This is $950 for this right now, as today. So if you want a little bit more headroom, a little more clarity, a little bit more detail, and a little more punch out of your what would be PSB AM5s, do this instead. Do the P5 and POWERNODE version. So the connectivity on this, there's not much setup for me to tell you about. It's pretty simple. I'm going to take some speaker wire, and this package includes 50 feet of wire, 12 gauge CI, custom install rated 12 gauge speaker wire. If you wanted to, you could hit us up if you wanted to upgrade and do something like this, like some Velux cables, but I mean, these are $300-ish, some $200 and something a pair. But you could do that if you wanted to. But this package will include banana connectors for this, so you can banana terminate. And sorry, I forgot to bring it in the room here to show you them, but they're Metra banana connectors. And this wire will always be, either it'll be one of 3 companies, just depending on what I can get when I can get it. I found them all to be identical: Monoprice, Metra, and the third company is OSD Audio. So the speaker wire that's going to come is 50 feet. If you need more, you can always, again, hit us up, support@obsessedgarage.com, before you order, or even after you order. Just say, hey, I need like 100 feet of wire. But the package, I want it to be simple, where you can click the button and choose. So first thing you're going to pick is you pick your speaker. So choose that in the drop down. Do I want a P3 or do I want a P5? They come in black, white, and walnut. So which color do I want it in? I'm pretty sure the P5s and P3s come in white as well. I know they come in black and walnut because I had them right here. I think there's a white option as well. I may be mistaken on that, but just check the drop down. And then you'll pick your black or white. Your second will be to choose your source component, your amplifier, which is the node. You'll pick either the white or black node. And certainly we could do some of the other NAD amplifiers with these speakers if you wanted to, but for this package, this would be my recommendation, and that's what the solutions are about. I'm going to take my speaker wire and put my banana connectors on it. I'm going to connect from here to here, and that's set up. Done. Take you longer to strip the ends of the wire than it will to set everything up. So let's, I'm going to show you real quickly here on the power node. I'm sorry, on the node. I'm going to cut away. I'll have a different color shirt on. I did this on another day to show you how to set up BlueOS, which is absolutely fantastic. BlueOS app I have right here on my phone. BlueOS. Takes a second to load because I haven't been using it. If I go home, boom, there it is. Now I've already connected it, so it'll take another minute or so to connect. But there's my node. From a tuning perspective, drop this from your vocabulary: bass and treble adjustments. You can do that on this unit if you go to audio settings here. But I would highly suggest you not mess with that. This is where you would go and turn your subwoofer on or off and adjust the crossover. So it does have a subwoofer crossover functionality. And again, you can adjust tone controls. You can adjust bass and treble. I would suggest you listen to the speakers as they were intended, as they were tuned. Maybe if your room's a little odd, maybe you dial the treble back a tick or two. But don't go in and frickin' jack up bass and treble like an idiot. You're ruining your experience, so don't do that. But you do have a little bit of tone control functionality. That's really all you're going to use on this thing is subwoofer, and you're not really going to mess with the output volume or anything like that. But then, once we're done here, let me close this. The thing I love about the BlueOS app is the playlist. The playlists are actually, I think, better. So you have all these mixes that Tidal creates that apparently are more difficult to find in the actual native Tidal app. But the beauty is now when I'm playing, Pussifer here, and I'm playing it onto or through the node, it is native. So this is just a remote control. The actual playing and processing is done with the really sophisticated system-on-a-chip processor, the ARM processor inside of the node. The node is then playing, and it even tells me here, I don't know if you can see that, but see how there's an MQA right there, really tight on the screen. So I'm getting 24-bit, 192 kilohertz audio on my node. Power node functionality is identical. The other beauty of this thing is that I can connect, and why don't we do that? I'll show you. I can very easily connect 2, 3, 4. I can connect up to 64 of these things in my house. Put this a little closer. And have them all show up on screen, have them all play simultaneously, have them all connect, and easily transition back and forth from one to the other. Let's give it a second to power up. I'm pretty sure I've used this one. Taking a second there. Boom. Boom. Just like that. In just a few seconds. So POWERNODE, node. So if I was playing, so right now, again, I don't have speakers connected, but right now I'm playing on the node. So if I go back here, this song is playing. And so if I wanted to, I could merge, get out of here. I could merge the POWERNODE. So I could add it. Oh, there it's telling me, do you want to do 13.6.2? So it's giving me the option to update the firmware. We'll do that later. And so I could either handshake by hitting the arrow here, and I could pass off my audio over to the POWERNODE. See, it switches from the other one to the next. Or I could merge them and play them both at the same time by hitting the plus, and it creates a zone there. And I can do any combination I want of that with multiple players. And so let's say you had a POWERNODE in the garage with a pair of Dynaudio emits, and then you had a node in your, I don't know, in your bathroom or in your office connected to a pair of Zeos. And you could play both music identically. You could play each one individually. You have the ability to play multiple zones, different types of music all across your system. It's really pretty freaking amazing. All right, so that's how you set up any of the NAD or Blue OS things on your iPhone. Sorry, I don't have an Android, so I'm not setting it up on there. But same basic process where you're connecting to Wi-Fi and then making the connection after you download the Blue OS app. And then the magic of this system is now I have full 24-bit, 192 kilohertz high-res audio on a pair of very inexpensive, but these are fighting way above their weight. And this is where the real talk comes in. I love, as you guys know, I absolutely love Dynaudio speakers. And I've taken, in this room, right here, in this specific room, and in my garage at my house, I had Evoke 20s, which are $2,200 a pair, on an NAD M33, Dirac calibrated for the room. And then I had these on a POWERNODE. Yeah, these are pretty freaking good. They're fighting way above their weight class. I'm still going to choose the Evokes, probably out of snobbery, but for those of you who aren't even going there, aren't even going to watch that video, aren't even interested in it, I'm telling you, I don't want to overpromise you here, but these are pretty freaking fantastic for what you're, certainly for what you're spending. But regardless of that, just in the world of audio and what they sound like, the ferrofluid cooled and wave guided tweeter, the inverted design, in your garage just works really well. The garage is such a harsh environment, but these guys are legit. So coming soon will be a subwoofer for these. I don't love the PSB subwoofers. They have some really expensive ones, and then they have some inexpensive ones. I don't like either ones. The really expensive ones are okay, but then they're really expensive, so I might as well get a Dynaudio subwoofer. I wouldn't pair a Dynaudio sub 3, which is their small single 9-inch. I just don't love that sub in the garage. If you were doing this in the house somewhere, the sub 3 would be great. But in the garage, just too much airspace. Even a 20 by 20 or an 18 by 18 garage, I want a more robust subwoofer. So I'm courting and working on, I'm hoping that I can land SVS for the subwoofer duties of this. And then what you'll see in this, we'll do a follow-up video, but we'll have a subwoofer add-on like we do the other packages, where we have an appropriate sub would be like an SB or PB 1000 from SVS. I need to get them. I need to listen to them and make sure that I like it. And I've certainly heard like the Ultras, like the SB and PB 16 Ultras, but I haven't spent a lot of time with the entry-level SVS stuff. I'm just assuming. But we do need a subwoofer option. So in a perfect world, you have a POWERNODE, a pair of P5s, do P3s if you're cost conscious, but I would choose the P5s. and then we'll get you some subwoofer options. You could very easily connect a subwoofer right on the subwoofer output of this if you had something already, or you got something else somewhere, like, I don't know, Eclipse or something like that. But for now, this is the basic Obsessed Garage PSB audio 2-channel package solution. Sorry, Tommy. So this is the last audio video I have to make of this series, and feels good. This I'm pumped at the robustness and the capability of the systems that I put together. This is a multi-year project of me thinking about and attempting to convince, audio companies, as well as, personally testing different audio systems in my garage. These are, I'm certain that like 99% of the people who buy these systems are going to agree that this is the way to go. So anyway, thanks for your support. Go to obsessedgarage.com. You can always hit me up, matt@obsessedgarage.com. I know I have a lot of choices for you. We're going to continue to provide you setup videos and things like that for these products. And I hope that you'll consider improving your overall experience in the garage by doing some great audio. This is a good gateway drug to get into that, and you may never need to change it, because this system is anything but basic sounding. It's just basic priced. Thanks for watching. See you soon.